What's up, PK family? My name is Nonstop Parkour, and today I got a tutorial for you, as requested, on the side full. Dang it. I was gonna say side full, also known as, but it's just a side full. So, let's see some examples, and let's get to it. If you don't know how to do a side flip, then you should probably go check out my side flip tutorial or any side flip tutorial. My side flip tutorial will be in the description below. Now, as I say with all moves, everyone does them differently. Me personally, I can only do my side fulls from a gather step, which would be this. So if you look at my feet, it goes left, right instead of punching. So left, right. I can only do my side fulls that way. If I punch, it just doesn't turn out well. Last time I punched a side full, I screwed up my ankle and it was not good, and then I had to create a vlogging series called Being Broken. And with the twist, some people twist and flip at the same time. Me personally, I side flip, and then once I'm upside down, then I start the twist really quickly. But again, personally, that's just how I do it. So yeah, now that we got all that pre-talking stuff out of the way, let's get to the actual technique. So let's just break it down into steps. Now, for the basic side flip, like steps, so like take off, how you should tuck, things like that, I'm not gonna go too much into depth, because if you're trying to learn a side full, you should already know how to do a side flip and know those steps. What's that? You want to see the side flip in slow motion so that you can just see what a good side flip looks like for you to do a side full? Then here you go. Very whippy, very tucked, very confident. Good side flip. But weirdly, when you're gonna do a side full, you don't wanna really think about tucking really tight. When you take off, you wanna think about starting to tuck, but not actually grabbing. So grabbing your shins. So you wanna go to about here is where you wanna tuck. This is gonna be basically the side full position without the twist. Notice how I didn't completely grab my knees, but I still kind of went in for the tuck. So the next step, so that you kind of know when to twist, is just to do a couple side flips just like that, where you're not completely tucking, but you're starting to tuck, kind of like faking it, is know when you're upside down completely. So really think about when you're doing this side flip, like, okay, oh, now I'm upside down, I'm gonna think about twisting, but don't actually twist yet. So this requires a lot of air awareness and like mental stability, I guess. This is where it's really important that you shouldn't be scared of side flips, just regular side flips when you're doing this move. So you should be able to say like now, right when you need to, when you know you need to twist. So it'll be like this. Now. So I was about upside down, that's when I should have twisted. This is what makes side fulls a little bit harder to learn, because there's no like halfway progression. Like you can't really learn a side half. You could, but your chest would just be in the wrong way, because if you think about it, when you do a full twist, your chest is about here. So if you did a half twist, your chest would be like this. So you'd be landing like that. So it's either you don't do the full twist, or you do the full twist. Now before you try to just commit fully to a side full, because that can be pretty scary, a few things you could do to make it easier is to go off of a ramp. It gives you a better feeling of taking off of just flat ground instead of doing it from something higher onto something lower. The next prerequisite, so that you're a little bit more prepared for the twist, is just to learn a twisting move. There's just a lot of ups to that, because you'll just be more confident on which way you twist, on air awareness in twisting, and just everything. You could either learn a back full, or a cork, one of those two, but of course those are just recommendations. You could learn any twisting move. For those two moves specifically though, the technique of twisting is completely different from a side full. To get your twist for a side full, you're going to start from a tucked position and then straighten out and look to your side to get the twist, because the straighter you are, the faster you spin. But for those two moves, it's more of just using all of your momentum from the takeoff to take the spin instead of straightening your body. So it's more of just getting comfortable with spinning than the technique of spinning. The last thing is this kind of slight progression to kind of get the feeling of it. And it's gonna look really dumb, but it's the exact motion you'll be doing, except you'll be upside down. So this is it. So if you look at that in slow motion, I jump up, I pretend like I'm gonna tuck, and then at the last second, I straighten my body and look to wherever I'm twisting, so whichever shoulder. Now for this progression, you wanna try to separate the jump and tuck completely away from the twist. Now it's very easy to just kind of combine the two, but just so that you know what the feeling is, just try to separate the tuck and the twist completely. So let's try that again. So straight tuck, twist. And then from there, after you do everything I just said, you just gotta go for it. But if you're still uncomfortable and you're not like, okay, I feel like I can land this, go to a gym, go to sand, adjust your environment since you've already adjusted your movement in every way possible. And then pretty obvious, once you landed in the gym on whatever environment that you are comfortable with, start working towards things you're a little bit less comfortable with, a little more uncomfortable, so that you can eventually work up to grass and then to concrete and then things like that. So if you've seen a lot of my tutorials, you know I break a tutorial or a move into 3 parts. First, the technique. Second, common things people do wrong. And third, how to overcome the fear of the move. And basically how to overcome the fear of the move is learning all of the progressions. But since I didn't really go over the side flip too much and more of like just the side full technique, then if you were kind of paying attention, you would kind of realize that I combined the progressions with the technique. Now, since I did an overview of the technique and progressions, let's basically do the final step, common things people do wrong, and how to correct it. First thing is not knowing how to do a side flip that well. Like, if your side flips are really low, you throw your chest down like this. Or, like as I said before, you land really low. Or your takeoff isn't good. Or you don't have a confident run-up. All of those things will affect your side full. The next common problem people do, at least when they're doing my type of side full, where you kind of stall the side flip in and then the twist, you don't combine the two, is twisting too early. A lot of people, when I see them try to do, well, at least this version of the side full, they take off, and as soon as they leave the ground, they start looking toward that left shoulder, which means they'll be able to get the twist, but they won't get enough flip, which usually means they land on their side, which is not good. So really make sure you don't start twisting as soon as you take off. You need to be upside down. You want your feet above you. And how to correct if you're twisting really early, just do those progressions that I talked about earlier, where you just do a regular side flip and you think about, okay, now I need to twist, but you don't actually twist. The last and most dangerous common problem that people do is throw a side full without having the air awareness and not doing the progressions. If you throw a side full and you twist and you're like, oh crap, where's the ground? Is it there? Is it there? Then you're gonna be like, I have no idea where I am, and then there's a very high chance you could screw up your ankle like I did, haha. But basically not being prepared is the #1 thing. You just really need to do as many progressions as possible and just be as prepared as possible. That's why this tutorial went a lot more over progressions and preparation instead of the technique. And this is usually the part of the tutorial that I say, let's go into step 3, overcoming the fear, but as I said before, I basically covered that in step 1, the technique. So, yeah, I guess we're finished. I really hope this helped you. This was a little anticlimactic if tutorials need a climax, but anyway, yeah, this is a move where you just really need to be really confident in once you twist, that while you're twisting, you're like, I'm going to land this. If you start twisting, you're like, okay, I really hope I land it, then there's a very high chance that your feet might hit the ground first, but you won't know when to brace, which is a very important thing. So, yes, I hope all of these progressions helped you. If they did, please remember to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell button. You should also ring that notification bell button because, let's see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be teaching at Swift now. Yeah, that's probably no interest to you, but whatever. It's an interesting fact to me. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Pick it for snout. Oh, wow.
with you.